Hey everyone, it's Laura V here, qualified dog behaviourist, and my approach to behaviour change is all relationship based through empathy, trust and respect, and building that with your dog. Now, if you are enjoying my videos, please feel free to subscribe because that enables me to help you and your dog out as much as you possibly want, and I'm here for you. So let's get to it. Today we're talking about humping, the truth behind why dogs hump inanimate objects, each other, people, other animals. There is a lot of myths we need to debunk today, and I'm going to do it for you. So I did a survey, guys. I went out there and I asked people, dog owners, why they reckon dogs hump things, why they mount things. Now, 40% said that they thought it was dominance related, so that dog trying to be dominant over you or another dog. 30%, roughly 30%, believed it was a sexual behaviour, and around 15 to 20% believed it was attention seeking. So dominance, sexual, attention seeking. But are any of these actually true? Well, let's find out. All right, let's address these possibilities. Let's start with dominance. Okay. We have always thought previously, in many moons ago, that dominance theory is a thing. The pack leader, the top of the food chain in terms of humans and dogs was something that we really needed to take seriously. And then we had science, and science has done lots and lots of research on dominance theory with dogs and people. And research has found that there is no evidence that suggests that a dog mounting a person, for example, is them trying to be dominant over that person. Now, if a dog does do that and they display other behaviors such as standing over, not listening, growling, that's just to name a few, it may be control-related behaviors. So they feel like they need to control their environment because no one else is setting them up for success. So let's debunk the whole dominance theory, guys. It doesn't help your dog, it doesn't help you. Let's just push it aside and move on, shall we? The second one is sexual behaviors. If your dog is a teenager, so if they're between sort of 5-6 months to around 2 years of age, and they have not been neutered, they have not had a gonadectomy, that may be a sexually related behavior. So very normal for teenagers to have a whole range of different hormones rushing through them. You'll remember that if you were a teenager once, which you would be, because you're alive right now and you're a grown-up. So it may be a sexually related behavior. We don't generally tend to see this out of context. So if the female is not in season, if the male and the female are not showing other signs of flirtation behavior and one starts mounting the other, then it's unlikely to be a sexual behavior. So there must be another reason for it. Now, is it attention seeking? Well, it might be attention seeking. So if you laugh at your dog, if you give your dog attention, if you reward that behavior in some way, shape or form, the dog may learn that that behavior results in something that they desire. Now, why I'm iffy about this one is because I'm not sure. Well, the question I have is, why did they start doing it in the first place? They wouldn't have done that behavior thinking that it was going to result in a reward. They would have done it for some other reason. So that's the reason I'm most interested in. Why were they doing it in the first place? Not dominance theory, unlikely to be a sexual behavior, most likely. So what is actually causing the dog to hump something? Well, I'm here to tell you. So in an adult desexed dog, humping behaviors is predominantly what we call a displacement behavior. That means that your dog is experiencing some sort of emotional and or social conflict at that time within that context. So for example, your dog could be at a dog park. They're struggling to socialize healthily. They're feeling a little bit anxious. They're not really sure how to deal with the situation. And so one way of dealing with that could be humping another dog or that person. So that is a communicative tool to saying, I don't really know what to do with myself. I'm not really coping. Other examples could be going and just eating grass. It could be randomly sniffing something in times of conflict. It could be chasing the tail. It could be barking. So there is a range of different displacement behaviors that we need to look out for. Humping is one of them. So if you're in an environment that could potentially be a little bit conflicting, a little bit stressful for your dog, and they start mounting, then that could be telling us something about what we need to do as the voice or the advocate for our dog. And likely we need to calmly and positively remove them from that environment and give them something else positive to do. So remember, we're humans, right? And sometimes our dogs do things that we think are really weird or funny or just like off the charts strange. And one of those behaviors is mounting. I see so many people laughing at their dog or punishing their dog. So hitting or kicking off their dog from humping another because that's how they think that that's what they need to do. They need to punish the behavior to stop it. Now, punishment is aimed at stopping a behavior. Now, I'm not so interested in the behavior. The behavior is not the important part of humping. It's about what is driving, what is causing the need to actually do that. If we remove the need to do the displacement behavior, then we don't see the displacement behavior, right? So if we can remove the distress, the uncertainty, the insecurity, the social conflict, then we don't get that distressed outreach or that outlet, if that makes sense. So don't punish. Don't laugh, don't reinforce, just calmly redirect. So I guess what we want to do really is we want to be able to predict when our dog is going to feel socially conflicted and avoid those environments. So dog parks are a great example. Standing around a social setting, when your dog is feeling a little bit unsure at home, it could be that they're getting frustrated or they're insecure about when it's feed time, or if there's another dog that's introduced into that family unit, or if there's a visitor. Any change that is a socially conflicting change, if we can avoid that or avoid our dog from being exposed to that environment, that's always going to be your first port of call, right? If you can't do that, then what we want to do is try and reduce the triggers as much as we possibly can. So give your dog distance, pop your dog on leash, and try to redirect the behavior. So if you can see your dog's feeling a little bit unsure, and once again, get to be the expert of your dog's body language, you'll see the tail change, the ears change, the body stiffen, and then they may hump. If you see those little signs, remove them from that and redirect them to do something positive. The simple sit and look at you is a great example of that. And what happens in the brain is it goes from this stressed response to this focused response. So there's different parts of the brain being utilized from a dysfunctional, maladaptive way to a much more productive, pro-social way. And if we can do that and then remove them from that environment, that helps them to remember that next time they're in a conflicting environment, that you're going to set them up for success and you're going to remove them from whatever is causing them stress. Not a massive fan of dog parks for this reason. We most often see dogs humping other dogs if it's not a sexual behavior because of a displacement reason, meaning that there are a lot of dogs out there in dog parks that are super stressed out, but we're just not identifying it, we're not preventing it, we're not redirecting it, and we're not being the advocate for our dogs. So remember, behavior change is relationship based. We need empathy, we need trust and respect. That's what I'm here for. Remember guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you have a question, chuck it in the comments below and I'll do another video to answer that one.